feel good, I do, I feel good. You know, when the active members of the Associated General Contractors of America are gathered together in one room at one time, it's not only a pleasure, it's an honor to be invited. I do, I feel good. How do you feel?
Real good.
Good, because we're going to boost you up a few amps right here and right now. I'm the man to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I do, I feel good. How many have already figured out why I was selected as your early morning speaker? Raise your hand. Good morning. We're going to talk about meeting the leadership challenge by focusing on the human side of enterprise. Most specifically, what I want to talk about is how can we enhance involvement and commitment? How do we influence people to deliver great performance when we can't pay for it? I have in my possession at this time, I have the most authentic, the most recent from a study by the Public Agenda Foundation out of New York, the most authentic top 10 list of what it is that employees want. And in terms of understanding and maximizing the human side of our enterprise, this is a list that we want to have fresh in our minds. Who would be willing to guess what is number one on the latest, most authentic top 10 list of what it is that employees want from work? Very good. Number 3. I applaud that. We're going to get over there real soon. Very good.
Bodine was great. This is a group of people who can be very cynical, very difficult to reach, very difficult to please. People were hanging on every word. Even my cynics in the corner who usually pan, just about every speaker, were hanging on every word, were leaning over the table. It was one of the more phenomenal things that I've seen in Anchor.
The thing that I've always asked myself is, where does the leverage come from? You know, when I was first in sales, and I would hit my numbers, and I'd be so proud of myself, and then 2 weeks later, I'd sit down with my sales manager, and what would happen?
Numbers go up.
Bodine, let's go up another 15 or 20% here now, right? And you know, the thing is that we are always raising the bar on ourselves, and the marketplace is asking us to do so. Today, we're going to answer the question of where does that leverage come from? The good news is, men and women of great scientific genius have been studying on this very issue. I have read their reports, and I am reporting in. I have the great pleasure to share with you a model of human achievement that is going to answer the question of where does the leverage come from. And we're going to start out, it's actually a 4-part model, and I've broken it down to 3 principles and 1 major primary achievement secret that comes from awareness from the new studies.
Fantastic. Bodine knows the answers.
It was very valuable, and Bodine knows his stuff.
Had a ball. I thought it was really excellent. When I get back, we're going to implement this at our next management meeting, which will be 2 weeks from Monday. With the process that you taught us, it's remarkable how that can work, and so I'm excited to implement it when I get back.
Bodine is outstanding.
He was fun and funny, but he was very inspiring, and he wasn't just a canned speaker. He was coming from the heart and soul. And you could feel it, and when you're in front of someone that's teaching you from the heart and soul, it just connects. He really knows his stuff. I have 3 meetings coming up, and I am going to hire him for all of them. He has so much to offer. He's just so in touch with what we need to know to reach the next level.
Last November, the thing is, in fact, I've lost control of this section of the room. I'll see if I can't get it back later on. So, last November, I'm invited to be the after-dinner keynote speaker at the annual conference gathering of the Plumbing, Heating, Cooling Contractors of California, a party animal group if ever there was one. You'd have fit right in, Jeff. So, and I'm sitting at the round top having a little dinner prior to go up to give a little presentation on the service leadership model. And plumbing, heating, cooling contractor guys, and this is word for word how it went. He nudges me on the shoulder. He says, "So you're a motivational speaker?" I said, "Well, I don't really use the M word, and I don't think of myself in those terms. I think of myself as a behavioral scientist with a focus on the principles of human achievement and life fulfillment." And he said, "Well, that's all well and good, but do you know a thing about motivation?" And I said, well, you know, I've been actively and academically studying for 31 years. I've been sharing from the platform for 15 years. I'm getting great results in my own life with the information I've organized, and so are my client groups. I know a thing or two. He said, we got a great motivational system down where we work. I said, what's that? He said, it's a big sign on the wall in the employee lounge that says, one mistake and you're out of here. That's your system. Works real good, he said.
I thought it rocked. It was humorous. I love that. I found it inspirational and funny, and it really made me laugh.
Oh, I loved it. Marvelous. Marvelous.
Awesome. Outstanding. I bought Bodine because of energy. And that's what I got. It was a combination of energy and a great message. He brought a great message. And it got our conference off to a good start with a standing ovation.
Unbelievable. I would recommend him anywhere. I'm definitely a 9 or a 10, maybe a 10 and a half. He's fantastic. I've been with him now for 2 days, and I can't recommend him high enough. I'm serious. He is probably the best speaker I've ever seen. He's the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.